All right, we're joined here at the Ted Reeve Arena, none other than Steve Corino. And Steve, thanks a lot for taking some time to chat with us. Later on tonight, you're going to be working with Mike Bennett, and I wanted to get some of your thoughts on Bennett, who's come into Ring of Honor, gotten a lot of praise. What are your thoughts getting to work with Mike Bennett?
A lot of praise. I don't know. Not according to the fans, right? Mike Bennett is like a guy that's going to be a definite future superstar here in Ring of Honor, but he's also one of those guys that really needs to get his head out of his ass because, he listens to Brutal Bob, and Brutal Bob's just like a disgruntled old wrestler that, he was supposed to be like a big-time guy, and, his attitude kept him away, but now he's pushing that attitude on Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett's got the look, he's got the skill, he's got the charisma to be the ROH World Champion in not just the future, but near the close future, and the guy just doesn't listen, and, he's an antagonist. I've been trying for the last 4 months to really be on the path to recovery, redemption in pro wrestling. I don't want to revert back to my evil ways, and in New York City, he made me do it. And tonight, I'm in my home country. First time ever in Ring of Honor as like a good guy in Toronto and in Canada of all places. I'm so excited. I'm really nervous too. I don't know whether to wear my jacket or my Team Canada hockey jersey. I don't know if the people are gonna boo me, they're gonna cheer me. I know they're not gonna cheer Bennett because he sucks. But yeah, so I'm real excited, real nervous though. Nervous.
I also wanted to get some of your thoughts. The last time you guys were up here, you were, of course, aligned with Kevin Steen, and the feud between Kevin Steen and El Generico. I know you have to be very, very proud of that one because of your involvement, too, and that so rarely in professional wrestling these days do we get a feud to last that amount of time and culminating at Final Battle in December. How proud were you of those two guys and kind of what they set forward and your own role in that program?
Oh, proud. Proud is just, an understatement. The amount of time, effort, and energy, and blood, sweat, and tears that the four of us put into that feud is just one of those things that we caught magic. And you don't see feuds lasting for a year anymore. And there was real emotion in it. There was an amazing. Just right here at this arena, El Generico and Steen met for the first time in singles action, and it was just something that blew me away. Watching it on DVD blew me away. Everything was so hate-filled. Everybody believed in it. We really pushed the envelope with stuff that you don't see much in ROH, from the Chicago Street Fight to the steel cage match, the double chain match, and ending with the final battle match, the fight without honor. And it was so emotional, when I got in the ring afterwards and knowing that Kevin was gone, man, he cried, and I cried. It's just it was something very emotional, and something, and people laugh because I've been the NWA World Champion, I've been the ECW World Champion, I've traveled the world, 75 tours of Japan, but honestly, that feud 2010 in ROH was the greatest time of my entire career. It's something that I'm never forgetting. If it wasn't for the fans coming out and really believing in what we did, we couldn't have done half the stuff that we did, and they pushed us to another level. So yeah, I'm so proud of everything that's ever happened there.
What do you feel are some of the keys? Because, as we mentioned, you just don't see that in professional wrestling anymore. And on top of things, Ring of Honor, weekly television there on HDNet and keeping this fresh for 52 weeks. What do you feel are some of the keys to keeping something like that fresh? Or is it just something you can't really say a year out that this is going to... It's up to the performers to kind of hold that interest, and just it has to be the right chemistry.
It's got to definitely be the right chemistry. If you put it on paper, you don't know how it's going to mix. You got 4 different body styles, 4 different wrestling styles. I'm much older than the other 3. How was I going to be able to fit into all of this? Would I be able to fit in a supporting role as opposed to the starring role? Whereas Cabana was a supporting player in it too, but we made our feud right under theirs. And you're living it. Like we spent a year away from each other. The 4 of us, were friends before it all started, and for a year we didn't talk. We got to the buildings, and it was go time. We believed at the end of the day that Steve Corino and Kevin Steen hated El Generico and Colt Cabana, and we lived it. And I think it's the little bits of this art form that we do in professional wrestling that's missing now, where you really have to believe in what you're doing, because if you don't believe in what you're doing, the fans aren't going to believe in what you're doing. And we took the entertainment aspect out of it and really put the emotional aspect out into it, and we created a lot of drama. It was definitely like, when it was over, I went home and I couldn't sleep, and I usually I could sleep on a roller coaster, and I laid there and I said, wow, it's over, where do I go from here? And yeah, it was an emotional roller coaster that I hope one day I can get one more feud like that in.
What would you characterize kind of your role kind of within the Ring of Honor locker room right now? You're obviously viewed upon by a lot of the younger talent as a veteran. I mean, are you someone that a lot of the younger talent comes to? Tell some of our viewers kind of your role working with the younger talent.
You know what? I'm so lucky because the younger talent, I don't know if they respect me or they just think I'm the oldest guy in the locker room, which isn't true. Chris Daniels is 2 years older than me, but he wrestles like he's 25, so it's not fair. But yeah, like guys like the Bravado Brothers, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Grizzly Redwood, Andy Ridge, a lot of those guys come to me and, they look for advice. They look, for me to watch the match. And it's an honor for me because, I've been wrestling 17 years. I've been all over the world. I've got to do a lot of things. So now it's time to give back. And, if I can help in any way, whether it's, looking one way, looking the other way, helping them with their match or, to entertain the people more, it's an honor for me because I feel like now I've gone into the role of, instead of major player, now I'm like the coach. I'm starting out coaching and seeing how it goes. So this locker room treats me with like so much respect that it's unbelievable. Like I go home, after the weekends and I go, man, I'm the luckiest guy in the world that, at my age and the time that, I spent in wrestling, that I could still fit in a Ring of Honor type of environment. And so it's definitely one of those things that keeps me motivated, keeps me happy, and it's all because of them.
And as we wrap up here, I just wanted to get your thoughts on another guy who's just come on to the Ring of Honor roster, become a permanent member from our neck of the woods up here, is Michael Elgin. From what you've got to see of him, what strikes you about Michael Elgin?
This guy's a real deal. Like, I don't know how many viewers are aware of what he looked like 5 years ago. And so, he started out as a pudgy kid. Now he's a tank. And, like, people ask me, like, oh, wow, does he remind you of Rhino back in the ECW? And I said, Rhino was, like, a guy that you molded a little bit, like Paul Heyman really worked with Rhino, and he became this thing. Elgin has it in him, which means that like when a guy like Jim Cornette takes him and gives him a little bit more, this guy's going to go above and beyond. And it's easy to compare Rhino and Elgin, but like Elgin's the real deal, man. And the guy will run over you. I wrestled him on an indie show in Ontario, I think it was last September, and man, like I felt it afterwards. And now with him in Ring of Honor, he fits in perfectly, and he's going to be a big star here.
And my last question is, where can our viewers go online to get a Thumb in the Bum t-shirt?
Oh my God, I've been waiting for like 5 minutes for you to say. I hate SteveCorino.com. It's the greatest website in the entire world. You can get your Thumb in the Bum shirt. We got them in orange. Soon they're going to be in different colors, but get your orange one. It's got number 7 written on the back. It kind of looks like this, but this one's in black. Look at that.
Look at that.
All major evil people wear the number 7. Roethlisberger, Vic, Corino. Yeah, get your Thumb in the Bum shirt and do it. Like I had people wear it into a store and they're like, hey, what is that? It's Thumb in the Bum, man. I got to get me one of them. And I'm hoping they're talking about the shirt. But yeah, I hate SteveCorino.com is where you can get them, or you can get them at a Ring of Honor event live.
Forget I want wrestling as a hashtag. I want Thumb in the Bum. Maybe that's going to be the new hashtag.
Yeah, you keep talking to me sweet, you're going to get one.
That means the end of this interview. Thank you very much, Steve.